Welcome to HPV Behind the Virus. Today we explore one of the most important topics in public health, the human papillomavirus, known as HPV. Join us for this episode as we dive deeper into what HPV is, its impact on health, and the preventive measures available. Let's be curious in 3, 2, 1.
The human papillomavirus is a common virus that can affect both men and women. Some of these types are classified at high risk as HPV 16 and 18, commonly found in cervical, vaginal, vulvar, anal, genital, and throat cancers, and low risk ones such as HPV 6 and 11, responsible for genital warts and respiratory tract involvement.
That's right, the epidemiology is impressive. It is estimated that HPV is so common that almost all sexually active people will be infected at some point in their lives. However, most of the time, the immune system can clear the virus without causing serious problems, but in some cases, persistent infections can lead to the development of cancer.
The question everyone has is, who is HPV transmitted? Primarily through skin-to-skin contact during sex, including a vaginal, anal, or oral sex. Importantly, using condoms can reduce but not completely eliminate the risk of getting or transmitting HPV.
The good news is that there are safe and effective vaccines available to prevent infections with certain types of HPV that are associated with genital cancers and warts. The Gardasil and Cervarix vaccines are a lifesaver. In addition, regular screenings, such as PAP tests for ladies, can help detect precancerous changes in the cervix caused by HPV, allowing for timely and effective treatment. We'll talk more about that in a moment.
And knowing a little more about this impressive topic, HPV Beyond the Virus is a space where we explore this topic in depth. We will talking about its etiology, lab tests, and the appropriate treatment. Stay tuned.
To understand it better, let's first explore the biological agents involved. The primary biological agent in the etiology of HPV-related cancer is, as the name implies, the human papillomavirus. This virus belongs to the papillomavirus family and is mainly transmitted through skin-to-skin contact during sexual intercourse.
Wow! Can you explain how it attacks, Aileen?
Of course, HPV infects epithelial cells in the skin and mucous membranes, where it can lie dormant for years without causing symptoms. However, in some cases, the virus can integrate into the DNA of host cells and cause genetic changes that disrupt the normal cell cycle. One of the key mechanisms by which HPV contribute to the development of cancer is through the inhibition of tumor suppressor proteins, such as the p53 protein and the retinoblastoma protein, PRP. These proteins play a crucial role in the regulation of cells growth and apoptosis, or programmed cells death.
Sure, and by interfering with these proteins, HPV can promote uncontrolled cell proliferation and invasion of tumor suppression mechanisms, which can eventually lead to development of precancerous lesions and cancers.
That's right. In addition, certain types of HPV, such as oncogenic high-risk HPV, have the ability to integrate into the host genome, further increasing the risk of malignant transformation of infected cells.
Curiosity in 3, 2, 1. Did you know that papillomavirus not only affects humans, but can also be found in other animals? In fact, papillomavirus have been identified in a wide variety of species, including mammals, birds, reptiles, and amphibians. This host diversity suggests that papillomavirus have co-evolved with their host over millions of years. It's fascinating how biology can present surprising similarities in different species.
So far, we've explored in detail how the human papillomavirus is involved in the etiology of cancer. Now, let's dive into the real lab tests used to diagnose this type of cancer.
When it comes to detecting the presence of HPV and its potential carcinogenic consequences, molecular testing is critical. One of the most widely used and reliable is the PCR, polymerase chain reaction test. PCR can be performed on cervical cell samples obtained during a routine pelvic exam or analysis from other affected sites, such as the anus or throat. Once the samples are collected, the viral DNA is iterated and amplified by PCR, allowing the detection of even trace amount of virus in the sample. This technique is critical for the early diagnosis of HPV-related precancerous or cancerous lesions.
Curiosity in 3, 2, 1. Did you know that PCR, the fundamental molecular technique behind desde, was developed by the American biochemistry formulas in the 18th? For this revolutionary advance, Mueller received the Nobel Prize in Chemistry in 1983, and PCR is not only used in diagnostic of HPV, but has also been instrumental in many other fields, including forensic science, molecular biology, and research. Scientific in general, its impact on modern science is truly astonishing.
And to talk about your treatment, we already know a little bit more about molecular tests like PCR that play a crucial role in diagnosing and monitoring HPV-related cancer. Its sensitivity and specificity make it possible to detect early and timely treat this devastating disease.
After exploring how the human papillomavirus contributes to development of cancer and the tests used to diagnose it is critical to address the next crucial step, treatment. In this section, we're going to dive into the treatment options available to those facing this challenge.
Over the years, various strategies have been developed to fight HPV-related cancer, from surgical intervention to drug therapies to tissue-destroying methods. The main goal is to kill cancer cells and prevent them from spreading.
Curiosity in 3, 2, 1. Did you know that some treatments, such as photodynamic therapy, use light to selectively destroy cancer cells? This innovative approach offers a less invasive alternative for approach certain HPV-related cancer.
So it's critical to recognize the crucial role that research and innovation play in the developing new therapies and improving existing ones. Clinical trials and scientific study continue to explore new ways to approach HPV-related cancer in hopes of finding more effective and less invasive treatment.
And as we dive into this fascinating world of HPV-related cancer treatment, let's always remember the importance of hope and mutual support. For those facing this disease, the road can be challenging, but they are never alone. The medical community and the love and support of friends and family are critical pillars in the fight against cancer.
Now that we've established the context, it's time to dive into the different treatment options available to fight human papillomavirus-related cancer. From surgery to drug therapy to immunotherapy, there are a variety of therapeutic approaches that can be used alone or in a combination, depending on each patient's specific situation.
Let's start with one of the most common approaches, surgery. In many cases, especially in the early stage of cancer, surgery may be the best option to remove the tumor and prevent it from spreading. Surgical procedures can range from removing the affected tissue to removing specific organs depending on the location and extent of the cancer.
Another widely used treatment option is radiation therapy. This approach uses high-energy radiation to kill cancer cells and reduce the tumor.
In addition to surgery and radiation therapy, there are drug therapy designs to specifically target cancer cells. These include drugs that interfere with cells' growth and division processes, as well as targeted therapies that target the unique molecular characteristic of HPV-related cancer cells.
And we can overlook the exciting field of immunotherapy, which uses the body's immune system to fight cancer. These therapies stimulate the patient's immune response, helping to recognize and destroy cancer cells, and have shown especially promise in the treatment of HPV-related cancer.
Hello, Immunonauts! In today's podcast, we have as a special guest Dr. Marco Antonio Pupocacuaya, an expert in molecular biology. He will answer a series of very interesting questions that we have selected about HPV. We start with the questions.
Why do some types of HPV cause worse while others can lead to cancer?
There can be infected patients, both men and women, without presenting any symptoms. There are other factors such as the consumption of hormones, alcohol, drugs, tobacco, among others, that can favor the development of skin cancer or cervical cancer.
How does the immune system affect the likelihood of developing cancer after an HPV infection?
Animals cannot be infected with HPV since it only infects human cells. However, transgenic mice have been developed as study models. These that can have one or
Why does HPV primarily affect the genital areas and throat?
As I have already mentioned, epithelial cells are the target cells for infection of HPV. Therefore, the external and internal epithelial are the sites where high and low.
What factors contribute to the persistence of HPV infection in some people when it resolves spontaneously in others?
Risk factors can favor gene expression, and in this way the development towards a tumor does not depend exclusively on HPV infection. It is important to mention that women should have a pap smears at least once a year as a prevention method, and on the other hand, it's important to apply the vaccine before starting.
What roles does the vaginal microbiota play in HPV infection and progression?
HPV infection largely changes the diversity of vaginal microbiota, leading to the decrease of lactobacillus among others, as well as the decrease of anaerobic bacteria such as Prevotella and Escherichia. This alteration plays a function.
And so we come to the end of our podcast, HPV Beyond the Virus. We have explored in detail the impact of the human papillomavirus on health, from its etiology to the treatment options available. Our goal is to provide accurate and useful information to empower our audience and promote health and wellness.
Ultimately, let's remember that prevention and taking care of our health are shared responsibility. Each of us can make a difference by making informed decisions and promoting awarenesses in our communities.
Thank you for listening. Together, we can continue to move toward a future where HPV-related cancer is a concern of the past. Take care of yourselves and stay healthy.